Who's that, Mama? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Today was day one of Doggy's CBD treats.
She seems chill.
She does, but she seems like okay. She seems like sedated.
You did a good job protecting us from the mail carrier and the FedEx person. But guess what? The UPS guy's coming tomorrow. You gonna get him? You're good. Good. Go.
What's your face? Oh, Jesus. Sorry, everybody. This is the state of my furs. Not Mommy's finest work.
Dude, she's got a sweet racing stripe. Look at this.
So today is Monday. We are officially, school starts tomorrow. We don't have the kids this week, but I am trying to get, for the foreseeable future, basically until there's a vaccine, I will be doing basically 2 weeks of work in 2 weeks of work in 1 week because of virtual school. So it's pretty intense. So yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was driving.
No, you have hair all over you.
Oh, Snuggle-Aid.
No, that's you.
Snuggle-Aid and you.
No.
Shut up.
These are your hairs.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Could be us going like this.
Oh, shocking.
See? My hair's long.
There you go. I know. It's been like a year since he had a haircut almost. Is that right?
Coming up. I think November will be a year.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. I would prefer to get a haircut.
Yeah. And you don't trust me. In fairness, I don't trust me with that, so.
Yeah, no.
He's seen Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut my own bangs. So if I've worked out and I've been outside, if you've seen me like after a workout and after I've been outside, I look insane sometimes. And I work out with a giant fan directly at me. So yeah, like it's that's why I always look like kind of.
I wonder if we should cut the fan. You get like all that extra sweat equity.
Because if I'm endurance training though, so like for that you want to be able to keep going.
Okay.
If I was doing like a 20 or 30 minute workout, 100% would do that.
Oh no, okay. I didn't know like we could like move it into the garage.
No, I actually think
so you do it at like 100 degrees. You just go like,
oh, like hot yoga.
Yeah.
I thought that through. I was wondering like next week because it'll be like time with school. So I was like, I could do like HIIT classes exclusively just because I won't have time, and then I would just turn the fan off. We do 20 or 30 minutes versus an hour and a half to 2 hours. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Oh my God, y'all, I am so excited. I'm so excited. It's Tuesday morning. I just watered my garden and I have the most exciting update for you. If you are a new gardener, this is the thrill of this, right? I mean, it just is. Okay, look. It's starting to ripen. So when Kajari melons are growing, they look like that. They've got that green, and then when they start to ripen, they get this kind of orange. They literally change colors. They get that orange skin, and that's your visual cue. And I came out this morning. Yesterday it did not look like that. I came out this morning and it did. And oh my God, I am so happy. I'm so happy. I just interrupted Jeremy on a call. I was so excited. He's very tolerant. Anyway, yeah, and then like I mean, I'll do a garden tour and everything, but I just had to show you this. I had to, because it's only Tuesday and I do my garden walks on Sunday. Yeah, I'm so excited I can't even talk. On Saturday morning. God, it's so great. And then I want to show you this too, since we're out here. And I don't know how much longer this is going to last. So I just watered. On camera, this just does not do this justice. But I have so many pollinators in my crepe myrtle. And then when you pan down, this is just the most stunning thing. These are zinnias. And then I've really, really got ground cover coming in, which is what I wanted. I obviously don't want the weeds, but I do want ground cover because that's basically nature's mulch. And I hate the way mulch looks, so I want ground cover because it's more pretty. And then these are mammoth Russian sunflowers that are really starting to pick up. But isn't this just, oh my God, what a wonderful surprise to come out to today. One more time, just one more time. How exciting is that? Just how exciting, right? I feel like this is like my version of a pregnancy announcement. Like, oh my God, look at what's here.
They're far out, man.
Do you like your new CBD doggy treats? We're trying these out. So far, these came recommended from somebody on Instagram. One of y'all on Instagram. I can't remember. I had a couple of brands recommended, but this is the one we ultimately went with. And she likes them, and we definitely noticed she was more chilled out yesterday. She's not bad. It's just it's like one of those things where I think the doorbell. Hang on, let me get a better angle. It's like one of those things where I think the doorbell bothers her because she goes to the doorbell every single time it rings, and we get like, we don't.
Does the doorbell ring that much?
Anytime anybody comes to the door.
The door, yeah.
Yeah, but like we go in and out of the door, so like all the time. So between he and I, and then like packages and that kind of stuff, because you keep in mind that, us being high risk, we don't go in anywhere to buy anything. Everything comes to the door. So I think the frequency of that, and then her being 12, a lot of y'all on Instagram were saying the same thing, that like there's something about turning 12 that they get like anxiety. And so we were just noticing she would like progressively get more tense throughout the day, and then at night she just kind of turned into an asshole. And she's like really quick to draw, and especially with him. So it's just not a good place to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's not helpful, and it's her everyday life. He's not being an active dickhead to her. So it's not like one of those things where he's the problem. She's just, her like tolerance.
She's just an asshole.
No,
but
she's a baby.
Asshole, I know.
Her tolerance for it just was getting smaller and smaller, and you know what I mean? And I kind of worry about, like, what does that do to her overall, like, adrenaline, and is this gonna, like, create another issue? And I just don't want her to die is really the thing. So if it helps, cool. We're gonna go get dinner. What are we getting for dinner, baby?
I don't know, either halal or tacos.
Oh, I like either one of those. All right, let's do it.
No doubt.
Oh, is this the new doorbell?
Yep.
We have cameras everywhere.
You're on camera right now.
I'm on camera. I've been on camera multiple times, and you mock me. Lugging in your friggin' whatever it was.
I think
You should tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
When you and Ted, that's not his name. It's not his name. I don't remember his name. Blonde guy.
The what?
The blonde guy. Co-worker, not there anymore. Was your chief revenue officer?
Todd.
Todd, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
When y'all were at lunch and making fun of me.
Oh yeah.
You should tell that story.
Wouldn't make fun of you. I just so the context was I ordered a car lift, so like something to pick up this SUV, and it was getting delivered here, and I had told Sarah to leave it on the porch. I mean, we live in.
You were very clear that it's coming at this time, and it's heavy, and I'm worried about it. So like, just make sure that it's not like.
I told you to make sure it wouldn't fall on somebody, but not to move it. So I fly out to Palo Alto, and I'm hanging out with my boss at the time. He used to be the chief revenue officer for our company, and we're having coffee, and we had a Ring doorbell, and I get a notification that something's at the door. And so I look, and I see Sarah come out, and she's looking at these boxes, and she kind of looks around, she goes back and forth, and then we sit there and we watch her try to pick up these boxes, and like, this is like, each one of these pieces for this lift, I have them set where I hang them on the wall. They're pretty heavy. I mean, they're a good 80 pounds each, so they're not easy to move. And this was it in a cardboard box, so it's even bigger and bulkier. And I'm just watching this stubborn person I'm in a relationship with move these boxes, especially.
I brought him in the house.
And
I brought him in the house.
Well, the thing is
I took care of
it was my own fault because I told you not to do it. That's the.
Well, you also told me they were expensive, and then I was like concerned that something might happen if they were in the house. I knew they'd be okay. And he was excited about them. But yeah, so they sat there and they watched me, and I didn't like pick it up over my shoulder. I like kind of waddled them into the house. But it took me how long? Like, they watched that shit.
Good like 2-3 minutes. I mean,
for one.
So I put the phone on the table and we continued our conversation, kind of talking and drinking our coffee while we were doing it. But I mean, yeah, we did watch for a minute or two. All right, you ready to do this, Snuggle? All
right, I'm hungry. Let's go get food.
Thank you.
So about Adelaide's concerned for me because she knows I'm upset. This is why. My first Kajari melon started ripening yesterday. I showed y'all, and the bugs got it. Did you see? I'm so upset about this. The other one hasn't started blushing yet, but I'm gonna put something around it to protect it if it does fall like this one did. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna because that's the only one I've got left, so I'm gonna do something. And I knew this one was stunted, just, you know what I mean, but still, right? Like, come on, man, it's my first one. So yeah, now I'm like, I'm not messing around now. So this is the pad thai that I made this week that I was like trying to play around with. It has all kinds of stuff in it. It doesn't have shrimp in it though. I just kind of kept it vegetarian with egg instead for protein. But yeah, and it's also one of those things where like doesn't look all that great, and then you put green onions on it and suddenly it got way prettier. The green onions are like the last extensions of garnishes. They just make everything look so much better. Right, y'all, it is Friday and I'm not doing the garden tour right now, but I did fertilize everything this morning, and just kind of like, you know, when you're like doing this and you just immediately, your brain, at least I do this, my brain just gets going, right? And you're like, oh, I've got little pockets that I could put stuff. And then here's what I could do, or I could do this, or da 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 da. And I kind of get ahead of myself a little bit and I have to reel it back in, but at the same time, it's, oh my God, look, I'm about to bloom. Oh, how exciting. Oh my God, this is so awesome. My first little bloom off of these guys. How happy, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah, so, this makes me so happy. But so I'm kind of like working my way through everything, and I came down here, and this is the part that he and I really didn't know what to do with, and we kicked around a whole bunch of different ideas and just wound up doing nothing. And we pulled the rock. That rock is from like this kind of hill here. That's from our side yard. That's what we sifted out when we redid the side yard. So I've weeded this a few times. It just doesn't look like I have. And I'm in this kind of headspace of like, what do I want to do with this? And then even further than that, because this like wraps through, right? And that's our patio right there. Like this is kind of narrower, but it wraps through like so. And then this is very shady, which I don't have a lot of shade. So if I gutted this, it totally changes a lot. And then I've got this little area back here. So, and I have this spot. So Jeremy and I are talking. We don't know if we're moving next year or not, through a few factors. One is like we can't just move. It's like a whole coordinated effort with him and his ex-wife because of the kids. And two, if you're in that boat, like that's pretty much how it goes with everybody. But two, timing that, I don't want to put 6 months of work in just to not have my stuff bloom on me, right? To like miss the whole bounty of it. But also with a pandemic, I'm not really sure if that's like a great idea. So anyway, if we wind up staying, some ideas that I was thinking. So let me know your thoughts on, because I think this could be a good idea. I want to put some sort of a box, like a window box situation here, and maybe even rim it. Because we were thinking about putting chickens. There's Orlando. We were thinking about putting chickens over here in the shade, but we were kind of, we don't know when the hell it's going to happen now. Look at this, look at this, look at this. This cracks me up. She's like okay with it, but you can't get too close to me. You know what I mean? So I was thinking I could put like window boxes in here, and then I can grow like my bulb flowers. You know what I mean? Like things that are like more expensive or kind of need more doting or whatever. I can do that, and plus it just it does something with this space, because in there is our master bedroom. Like these are our windows. So we would do something with this space, which is an idea. And then what I could do here is like gut all this rock, and he and I were just talking about this. I just don't know where I would put it. And I could gut all the rock. I could redo the walkway, and then I could wind up like I found like a ton of flowers that I have like 3 different shopping carts going right now. I found a ton of flowers that I want to grow. So I was thinking, well, since, some of them really need shade. So I was thinking, well, if I gut all this, I have shade, or I have like partial shade or whatever, right? Because I'm still in Texas. So like full sun is like New England sun, not Texas sun. So I was thinking I could pull all this out and then really redo it all and make it beautiful. And then something else I could do, because he wants to pull, I think he said he wants to pull this post over. So what I was thinking I could also do, because of these trees, they're not fully mature yet, I could put like an arched trellis over the walkway. So basically, if you're standing, we're gonna have above ground beds put in here. He's working on, we'll do a whole video on that. But what I was thinking was I could redo the walkway so it looks way better. And then I could just do like an arched trellis over it, So it's like a real moment. and then just totally cover everything. So it just looks beautiful and like special. And then for Adelaide, I could, cause it's got the brick on the bottom. So Lando won't bump into it. No, pardon me, Orlando's the one in the back. Orlando won't bump into it, but Adelaide will still walk through it. So I'd have to do the same fencing that I've got up at the top, which is fine, because you don't really see the fencing when you look at the flowers, and that's what I want. And I'd have to do the front, like the perimeter of the patio, and then I have to do the perimeter of the brick, right? So that's a lot of fencing. And that's kind of where my head's at. Like, it's a lot of work, because you're gonna have to gut, like, I'm gonna have to gut all of this. I'm gonna have to amend all that soil, plant, fertilize. I mean, do all that work. That's gonna take a ton of time and effort, and I'm down to do it. And I mean, it could be just gorgeous. And I was even thinking like, oh my God, I could like do some sort of maybe, you know, I don't know, something here a little bit. Just kind of, I've got ideas, right? But I also don't want to like do all this and then move and not even get to see it bloom. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think? Do you think you should? He told me, he's like, he doesn't really care what I do. He just doesn't want me, I'm so sentimental. He doesn't want me to be like really upset if I like, you know what I mean? He's like, just focus on things that won't break your heart if we move. And he's like, I would, if I were you, I would focus on the beds. He's like, and I promise you, I'll get those. I'll keep working on those. He's just been really busy, but he's trying. So he's like, you know, we're gonna put in above ground beds over. Basically, they're gonna mirror each other. They're gonna be on these corners here, and we're gonna have them go like this and this, and then there's going to be like a little space, and he's going to run some tubing up from that sprinkler head so then we can get some coverage. That'll be for food growing, because I need to get out of the containers. I've got so much stuff in containers right now, and it's just really limiting. It's great, don't get me wrong, but you know, you just want to keep buying containers. So I want to do look at this. I want to do food in those, but I have all these great ideas for flowers, and I was just thinking I could make this such a beautiful garden moment, and at the same time it lets me play and explore, like, you know, with seeds and see how they do here and all that kind of stuff, and develop my style, because I'm not a terribly like English garden person, especially where I live. It's just like really hard to grow. Like I'm almost zone 9, like it's like tough. So I have to go with really heat tolerant flowers, you know, and I just think it could look so cool. And then plus this brick, like, this is not the most beautiful house in the world. Don't get me wrong, it's a great home, and I'm very happy, and I'm very thrilled to have shelter and all that stuff, but like, if we were staying here, I would do a lot to it. So it would give me some color to contrast the brick, and then I could do these boxes and, you know, kind of run with it, right? I could even grow like a berry situation. I could do whatever I wanted. And then I could even maybe, I don't know, it's just kind of open. And then this side is what I'm talking about. We were thinking about putting chickens there. Oh, and I totally forgot to tell you, he got me another composter. He got this a long time ago, but it was back ordered, so it finally came in. So now we have 2, because this guy is so full. We have to let it do its thing. So now we're on to that one. So yay. We are a family of 4, and we have 2 composters. If that doesn't tell you how much stuff we generate, like, hell yes, right? But wouldn't that just be, I have this vision. I just see this being this just gorgeous, colorful, various heights, really special, like, garden, small garden really is what that is. And then in the background of that, you have vegetables and fruit, and then in the background of this, like right off of it, depending on your angle basically that you're standing at, you just have color and life everywhere you look. And I mean, we have done so much already, but I just feel like there's still so much to do. I just don't want to do it and not be able to at least appreciate the beauty of it. But tell me what you think, because I'm really headstrong. So I totally would just do it, but I don't want to have to leave it that fast. I don't mind leaving it, like, in general, but I don't want to leave it before I even see it come up. You know what I mean? So TBD, but I want feedback. What do you think? There's so much space. I mean, my God, like, look, there's still so much space. I could do so much with it. And then I could redo the walkways. Like, wouldn't that be awesome? It's Saturday morning. I'm not going to do a garden tour with you right now just because it's pouring raining, but I did want to show you this. This is my last Kajari melon. The other one had fallen like overnight, and I hadn't gotten to it in time the bugs did. So the second this thing started changing color, you can see it hasn't fully changed color, but the second it did, which was yesterday, I ran out, had Jeremy come and get me a plastic bag just because we didn't have mesh, and I tied it up over the thing. And thank God I did, because it started thunderstorming and pouring overnight last night. So I ran out there and I tied it tight enough to where water hadn't gotten into the bag. It's like a little bit, but you know what I mean? Like nowhere near what it would have been. And it's not fully ripened, but it smells really good. And most importantly, there's no bugs in it. So I'm going to give it a go. But yeah, I worked very hard for this one melon. All right, so I just cut it up. I'm going to really try hard to save these seeds. I'm going to obviously like clean them and do the whole thing. I just cut this up. But this looks better than I thought it was going to look, I'll be honest with you. I thought this was going to be like kind of underripe, like really substantially, and it actually looks pretty good. But I'm going to give it a go. This is literally the first thing I did when I woke up. So I have ripeness everywhere. Okay. Let's just try it. Ooh. This is good. I like this. Oh yeah. Okay, 100% grown this one. It tastes like, I don't really like honeydew. I like cantaloupe, but I don't really like honeydew. This tastes like a honeydew I would like. Like looks like a honeydew, tastes more like a cantaloupe, but not as kind of sugary sweet. It's more like, it's more mild, but it's not mild in flavor. It's just mild in sweetness, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's lovely. And yeah, this is great. I think I understand why people like maybe don't think it's as bold, because it is a little bit more delicate, but it's not lacking. It's just delicate or milder. But yeah. Oh my God, I'm so relieved. Good morning. We've had a very exciting morning. At least I have. I'm saying the royal we. But it's kind of lightened up. So I wanna show you the garden tour while the weather's cooperating. We have a little bit of sun. The thunderstorm was completely not on the forecast, totally unpredicted. So I'm just so relieved I bagged that melon when I did. And I know I got yelled at one of I've got new arugula. Here, get some arugula coming up. It's just, I planted this way too early. I know what I did. I was just experimenting. I kind of knew it was going to fail, but I wanted to try anyway. There's my little jalapeno. He's doing okay. I got yelled at by some lady in one of my gardening groups because I was cooking it in the plastic. And I'm like, this thing fell off in like 16 hours the last time. So I kind of knew it was just going to be overnight, but whatever. It worked out great. Okay, so let's do this. Let me show you the flower beds first, just because there's so much newness. I planted Zen Master zinnia seeds more yesterday, just like sprinkled in through here where they already are. I had the weather's been cooperating lately, so I just thought I would give it a go. It's not over 100. It's like high 90s up to 100, but then it gets into like the 70s. So my flowers have been doing so well, I thought I would try. And then I also planted some chamomile just yesterday, so I'll show you where I planted that, just to kind of attract whatever I could. But you can see how beautiful all my little babies are, like this ground cover that's coming up and everything. It's just, I'm really, really pleased. And those are my Zen Masters. Like, I'm really happy with this. And then these here are pink peony asters, ones that are kind of tipped over. Those are, I believe, pink peony asters. That's definitely what I planted. But I think this is just because the weather. I mean, it stormed very hard last night. We lost power. I woke up from it, like it was bad. So I kind of was, this is the first time I've actually come out to survey it, but I wanted to video it too because I didn't know how big of a break I was going to get in the rain. Okay, so then these here are my mammoth Russian sunflowers. This guy, and that guy. They're probably almost 3 feet tall now because my legs are 3. We just measured my leg the other day for above ground beds. and my legs are 3 feet tall. So that guy right there, he's almost there. And then down here, I've planted red drum and phlox, which I don't see coming up, but I also planted, I showed you all peppermint stick zinnias. Those are starting to come up. So that's great news. And then I just really love this bed because it's just so charming to look at. You know what I mean? There's just so much going on and it's so alive. It's just really gorgeous. This makes me so happy. My ground cover is doing really well. I didn't even plant the ground cover. And this was totally overridden with weeds. I don't really know what happened. Here, obviously, my kind of that first go, my California giant zinnias and my peppermint stick zinnias, those are doing beautifully. And there's one over there. Oh my God, this is just the best feeling. And then my crepe myrtle, like, I love that pink that cascades down. It's so gorgeous. It's so comforting. Like when I come out here, it's so beautiful. And Jeremy and I were talking about this last night because I have a ton of ideas. So we're kind of going back and forth on if we're staying in this house. Like we're going back and forth on what to do gardening wise because we don't know if we're staying in this house. And so I was telling him just like, you know, how into this I am. And you know, it's just so easy to fall in love with it. And especially if you're somebody who likes to problem solve and likes art and beauty and stuff, because it's basically a fusion of all of that and science. It's just great. I highly recommend gardening. But it was funny because we were talking about this and I said, you know, one of the best pieces of advice I was given from another YouTuber was plant something for beauty. And oh my God, she's so right. I did not plant this crepe myrtle tree, but I did plant everything else. And I'm so pleased with like the kind of balance that it brings. And it is just so beautiful because you come out here and like when you're growing fruits and vegetables or food, it's hard. You know what I mean? Like you don't always see progress and sometimes you get devastated. But when you grow flowers, it's just great. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I knew they were going to get drowned out. These are my zinnias. Oh, I knew it. I knew I was going to kill these things or just give them like a really hard time because it rained hard. Probably the hardest it's rained all summer. So I had a feeling it was going to do that to my little zinnias. I don't know if they'll bounce back, but I think some of them will. For sure. And I've got one coming in there. And one up there. Yeah, and there. I've got plenty coming. I've got one there. I've got like 4 on the way. I gotta take this bag down. I just like ripped my Kajari melon off. Like, well, I knew it was in the bag, so I just was like so excited. I just like grabbed it and it was raining. So I grabbed it and I ran back inside and I like surveyed the damage. But yeah. So I can officially pull my Kajari melons out. I know I'm not doing this in order. These are my volunteer flowers. These things are just growing like crazy. Like, it's kind of nuts. They just opened up. These guys just opened up the other day. Maybe yesterday, day before. But yeah, awesome. And there's another one there that just showed up. So I'm down. These here are my tomatoes. I had there we go. I have flowers on them. This thing got like taller. The damn rain. Yeah, so I've got some flowers on my tomatoes, which is great. So I finally have these are my beefsteak tomatoes that are flowering. So that's really exciting news. With any luck, I'll have fruit coming pretty soon. We'll see. This here's my Cherokee purple tomato. This here, oh my God, look at that. Those are my baby boo pumpkins. They're doing awesome. And then these guys are my rainbow cherry tomatoes. I know I'm doing this out of order. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. I've got flowers. Thrills me. I'm so excited. Cannot wait. This is my purple sprouting broccoli. At first, it was doing great. And then I thought it was dying. But it's coming back up. So I don't really know. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to keep tending to it. But it seems to actually be managing. These are my purple beauty bell peppers. They've really started thriving. So I'm really thrilled with that. And then I've got all these little volunteer flowers throughout, which great because I need pollinators. Yeah, those are the saddest my zinnias have looked. But dude, I mean, it's fine. They'll come back. They've done so well for me. These are my poppies. These are black peony poppies. I'm really excited about these. These are gonna be beautiful. And then over here I've got Turkish poppies. I planted some chamomile right alongside in here just because there wasn't anything coming up from the Turkish poppies that I planted here. So I thought I would try the chamomile. And then I also planted it on the other side of the beast. Totally as an experiment. I have no idea if it's gonna work or not. Who knows? But I thought I'd give it a go. And then, oh wow, okay. Okay, so these are my Dixie Queen watermelons. I mean, it looks mangled as all hell, but they're doing good actually. These are my Sugar Baby watermelons. This one's, I've got a bunch of little guys growing. I've got a bunch of these little ones. So I think I figured out what I did wrong. But this one, this kind of bigger one, I'm gonna leave that just for the experiment of it. Like, I just want to see how it goes. Oh my God, look at this one. Oh wow, that's awesome. And then you can see maybe some of those little babies in there, but this guy really perked up. I swear I figured out what I did wrong. So I think my biggest lesson, which I'm so happy to have learned, I learned what I did wrong. And I now am so excited to grow next summer. But granted, a lot of this was Rona, but now I have the information, you know what I mean? Now I can apply it for next year. These here are rainbow bell peppers. This here are my yellow moon and stars. I'm gonna pull these out when I pull out the Kajaris. They're not flowering. They're not gonna, I know what I did wrong. I'm gonna try again. I already ordered more seeds, but yeah. So anyway, these here are more rainbow bell peppers. They're doing really well. These are my Cherokee purple tomatoes. These guys look awesome. These guys just look amazing. Like, I'm so proud of these. So yeah, Cherokee purple tomatoes and then rainbow bell peppers. I was just reading yesterday, people are obsessed with this tomato, so I'm really glad I planted it twice over, especially because it wasn't getting as much height on the other one. So I'm really hopeful that it takes off here. These are my Catskill Brussels sprouts. I was way too early on that. These are strawberries. These are going to take forever, but we'll see. Sugar snap peas, same thing. I was early, but I'll try again in like a month. By the grapes, we have red raspberries, and we have we have late flat Dutch cabbage. No action on either one. And then here we have, I was worried about these guys with all the thunderstorms because of these little patties, but we've got all my herbs. So my cinnamon basil is the most successful, followed up by purple ruffles basil. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep playing around with this kind of an idea. If it winds up just being a flower wall, that's totally fine. I don't care. I just want stuff growing on the fence, especially for space, because my big thing is I want to be able to take it with us when we leave, like whatever I can. So, and my friend Courtney's helping me kind of navigate herbs more. But yeah, what a great, I'm so relieved. That melon, I'm so relieved. I cannot even put it into words. But yeah, let me tell you, this thing is just taken off. Don't remember when it was just like nothing, and now it's just like bam. I mean, I've got all these little babies. Like, see what I mean? There's just, I'm gonna have watermelon into November. I'm kind of glad that I started it's delayed, because now I'm gonna have these like killer watermelons for a while. And they're going to be out of season at the grocery store. So that makes me super happy. But yeah, I cut up the Kajari and I put it in the fridge because the girls come back tomorrow and I want them to try it. I'm really proud of it. They're going to be so excited. They've been watching it the whole time. But yeah, so that's what the garden looks like today. It looks really, I mean, not nearly as much damage as I thought, and it looks really good. And I think with the heat just coming down a couple of degrees, it's made such a difference. I've been really adamant with watering and fertilizing, and it always looks good the day after I fertilize. I fertilized yesterday, but still, it just makes me so proud. You know what I mean? Like, I just keep saying, I grew this from seed. So yeah, I'm so excited. That's my little, look at that. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna put there now, but I'll figure it out. I pulled my garden for the fall already, but I'm not ready to plant anything just yet. The weather's not. But that's pretty awesome to see a crop conclude. It's my first time I've actually gotten to fully conclude something, and it was successful. Like from seed, the blackberries were already here, but this is mine. God, that's such a, I mean, I cannot more highly recommend you do this. It's just the most proud feeling, you know, like you did this and you have something to show for it. It's just, and it's gorgeous. Like, I mean, even if it doesn't, look at this, even if it doesn't actually produce fruit, it's just so beautiful to look at. I love this. Okay, I'm done talking. Thanks y'all for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.